Hello everyone, Neil from Bookbolt here, and welcome to this training. So in this training video, we're going to go over puzzle and activity books. This gives more value to the end customer. They're incredibly easy to create, and it's going to allow you to charge much higher prices, which ultimately means more money into your pocket through your KDP business. Now, if you have a pro-level Bookbolt account, you're going to have access to our puzzle interior software through the Bookbolt Studio. So you see that we are inside of Bookbolt right now. We're actually on the home page, and we are going to create about a 50-page book today. That's going to mean there's about 25 pages of actual puzzles, and the rest are going to be the solution pages. Now, we've made this very easy within the Bookbolt Studio, but there are a few steps to follow. So if you are watching this video, make sure to take some notes and follow along, because the goal of this video is that by the end, when you reach to the very end, you are going to have a full activity book that you can actually upload to Amazon and start taking advantage of those higher prices and bigger royalties into your business. So let's go ahead and log into Bookbolt. Alright, you can see that I am logged into my Bookbolt account now, and when you are logged into Bookbolt, the easiest way to get over to the Bookbolt Studio is go to the left-hand menu, click the Research dropdown, and then click Create, where you're going to have a brand new menu, and then just click on the Bookbolt Studio. Now, the Bookbolt Studio is the software that Bookbolt provides in order to create covers and interiors in a single project for your KDP business. I've already gone ahead and opened up a studio page here, and you can see in the background something that I was playing along with. But if this is your very first time logging into the studio, you're going to be presented with a page that looks like this. Now, the first thing you need to do is actually select a project type. Now, if you have created a cover in the past, you can use this drop down to only select the interior. However, I'm going to do this all in a single project. So I'm going to select paperback, cover, and interior, and I'm going to give the project a name just so we can keep everything organized. So I'm going to go ahead and call this Puzzle Tutorial. And then the project name is filled out, and all we need to do is actually just pick trim sizes, interior and paper type, and bleed or no bleed, and page count. So 6x9 is ultimately one of the most popular sizes of books in general on KDP, but you're going to need to select the trim size based on what you want to sell and what your research has shown to you. I'm going to leave it as 6x9, but you can see all of the sizes that KDP offers is in the drop-down menu. Next, we're going to add the interior and paper type. By default, this is black and white with white paper. Since this leads to the biggest royalties, I'm going to keep it at that. And then we just need to select bleed or no bleed. So I'm going to select bleed. And remember, we're creating a 50-page book. That's going to be about 25 pages of actual puzzles, and the rest are going to be the solutions page. So I'm going to add 50 pages in here, and I'm going to create the project. Now, when you're inside of the studio here, you're going to notice on the left-hand menu, you have all of the pages for the project. You're going to have the cover as the first page, and then the actual interior of your book will be beneath that. You can scroll down and see, here we go, we have 50 pages right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on page 1 because we're going to assume that you know or you have a cover previously made. At the end of this, we're going to go through how to create that interior puzzle or activity book, and all you'll need to do is actually create a stunning cover, and you can upload that directly to Amazon. Now let's go ahead and start making our first puzzles. We've made this incredibly easy inside of the Bookbolt Studio. So once you have created your project, which we just did, you'll also see this sub menu right here. This is where you're going to add every single type of puzzle to your book. Now you'll notice there's a little puzzle icon. This is going to open up the interior templates library where we have all of the different low content interiors as well as the higher content interiors when it comes to puzzles and activities. Now you'll notice that some of these are tagged. So if you simply select word puzzle and maze, that's going to bring up all of the different puzzle types that are inside of the studio. Now let's go ahead and get started. You're going to notice there's a lot of different types of puzzles you can create, and each one is going to have specific options for that puzzle type. You'll see there's Mindfinder, Kakuro, Word Scramble, Missing Vowel, Cryptogram, Hangman, Nurikabe, Crossword, Sudoku, Word Search, and some maze options, and we're always looking to add more and build this out. So let's go ahead and start with Sudoku, which is probably one of the most popular type of puzzles you can create. So all you need to do is come into the Interior Templates library, select the puzzle you want, and it's going to ask you which pages you want them on. So you'll see all the pages in our project, including the cover, and the current page that is selected in the left-hand menu. So in order to add, say, 5 puzzles of Sudoku, you'd simply click on these for the puzzle pages you want to add. So I've selected 5 pages. Then we're going to go to the next step. Now this is going to be the options page, which is going to be different for each type of puzzle you may create. So you'll see stroke width, line color, we have difficulty options from very easy all the way to hard, as well as the size of your puzzle. You can do 4x4, 9x9, and 16x16. So I'm going to keep these at, let's say, normal difficulty, 16x16. I'm going to make sure, actually, you know what? I'm going to leave this blank. So for these type of puzzles, when it comes to Sudoku or a few other ones that we will go over, it doesn't actually require any file. It is literally a one-click solution. Now, this is going to create those 5 puzzles on pages 1 through 5, but it's also a good idea, remember we're creating a 50-page book, to add the solutions, and all you need to do for that is check this box. That's going to mean that pages 1 through 5 are going to be the puzzle pages, and then the pages after that, the next 5 pages, will be the solutions. So let's go ahead and click on Submit. Now, just like that, you can see that it has added the puzzles to the page. These puzzles are editable, which means you can click them, you can drag them around, you can move them to the top, you can move them to the bottom. You'll see pages 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have been filled out, and you'll notice that these don't have solutions, and then the next pages, the next 5 pages, will be the solutions page. Now let's scroll back up to the top because I want to go over a few more options that you can edit inside of the studio. Now when you see this, you can actually click to select it, and when it's selected, you will be able to change the colors. So if I zoom in on this, you'll notice that some of these colors are black and some are gray, and because it's selected, I now have a new menu at the top. So I can come in here and change specific aspects of this to different colors. So notice how some of these colors are now green. I don't really like that. I'm going to keep them all as black, but that is how you would change the entire puzzle at once. Now, if you are looking to change individual pieces of the puzzle, first you want to make sure that the puzzle is selected, then right-click the puzzle and click on Edit Contents. This is going to allow you to change individual aspects of the puzzle. Notice how each aspect of this is now clickable and editable to make sure that you can change anything you want with the puzzles. However, I'm going to keep this as default for now, and we're going to move on to the next puzzle type. So you'll notice that here we should have 10 pages filled out. That's 5 pages of Sudoku puzzles, 5 pages of the Sudoku solutions. However, I do want to make sure that we add, starting, this is the last puzzle page, and this right here is going to be the solutions page. I am going to add a heading, some text, just so that I know and I can come back and edit this later. So now that we have that saved, you'll notice that it is showing up right here. So I know when I'm going through the puzzles and creating the interior which one the solutions start on. It's also a good idea for the end customer to know where the solutions page is. So let's scroll down and keep on going here. We're on page 11. We're going to add a new puzzle type. So again, we'll come over here, we'll select page templates, we'll take a look at the puzzles, and we can look through here and figure out which one we want to do next. So let's do a Nurikabe puzzle. So notice you have the 10 pages filled out. Let's do 5 pages of Nurikabe. Simply select the ones you want to add the puzzles to. Click on next. And again, now you have a little bit different of an option. Okay, so you have the margins, which you can change, but I'm not going to change that at all. I am, however, going to change the font. We have some fonts in here. I'm going to do a semi-bold font. You can choose the size 5 by 8, 6 by 9, or 8.5 by 11. I'm doing a 6 by 9 puzzle, so I'm going to select that. And again, I'm going to add those solutions and click on submit. Now, depending on how many puzzles you're doing, it can take a little while to generate. But if we scroll down here, you will notice, starting on page 11, puzzle, puzzle. And again, these are completely movable. If you would like, you can change the colors just like we went over. And down here, you will see the solutions to the actual puzzle. So on this page, again, I am going to put a heading that says solutions. All right, and just like that, we have 20 pages filled out. So let's keep going now. Let's actually build out a different type of puzzle. So we'll come in here. We'll select page 21. We'll open up the interior templates library, select word puzzle, and this time let's do a crossword. So we'll find crossword puzzle here, and we will see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to go ahead and select those. I'm going to do 5 pages of crossword puzzles. We'll select next, and this is where things get a little bit different. You'll notice at the top you have the margin numbers. You have the same type of font, so I'm going to select semi-bold. I'm going to leave the stroke width and line color, but this time you have a file. Because it's a crossword, you need to actually give the software and put into the studio some type of file that has the words you want to put in your crossword. So each one that requires a file actually has an example file attached. So we can click on example, which will download the Excel file. So let me go ahead and open that up. All right, so this is what the actual file looks like. You'll notice that there are words on the left, okay, and there are clues on the right. Now notice how there is a row right here that is completely blank. Every single row that you see is blank starts a new puzzle. Okay, so you have the word on the left and the clue, word on the left and the clue, and then a row break, which means start the next puzzle. So this is how you want to format the actual puzzle file. Now, if you don't have Excel, that's completely okay. You want to open up a Google Sheets. It's going to look just like this. It is a free alternative to Microsoft Excel. Okay, so now we have opened up a free Google Sheets. All you need to do is type in Google Sheets into Google and open this up. We can actually give it a name here, so I'm going to say this is a crossword puzzle, just so that I know when I download it and upload it to the BookBolt Studio, I know which file I'm uploading. Now, in order to actually create these puzzles inside of the studio here, we need to have quite a few words per page, okay? So let me bring this back again. Notice how there's only 2 here. The more words you have with the clues, the more of them can actually fit on the page to create a full puzzle. So we like to recommend about 70 to 100 words per puzzle page. Now that sounds like a lot, but if you're going to do this properly, let me show you how I'd recommend to do it. Okay, the first thing I'd recommend to do is open up this website right here. It's called randomlists.com. This is going to help you create a lot of different words very, very quickly that we can put into the Google Sheet. So randomlists.com, you'll open this up. It'll look just like this, and you want to click on the random word generator. Now, when it comes to the random word generator, you're going to see that right away you can actually add different data sets. You have words, adjectives, adverbs, compound words, nouns, prepositions, so on and so forth. For this one, I'm going to select 500 words. Why? Because we're going to do 100 words per page. And I can click on return, which will give me this entire page. Now, if I wanted to, I could come in here and select, let me scroll to the bottom here. I could select compound words, which would then give us longer words, which may make it look better. So let's go ahead and do that. Compound words, we want 500 words, and we will return this. So what you want to do once you have a whole list of words is copy these just like this. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to bring them over to our Google Sheets, and I'm going to paste them into the first column. Now what you want to do is, remember, you need a line break, or a row break, if you will, for each puzzle. So we'll come down to the 100th row, and we will insert a row. So there we go, 100 words for the first puzzle. Scroll down to 200, do the exact same thing. Scroll down to 300, insert a row above. Okay, so yep, just like that. So notice how it is a different row. We're going to scroll down to 400, do the exact same thing here. And now we have our file completed. Okay, so we have all of the words in here, but now we need actual clues. Okay, in order to do the clues, right, because it could take a while to come through here and go through these, I recommend to go to this website right here, thecrosswordsolver.com. So it's the-crossword-solver.com. It's going to look just like this, okay, and you can input a word and get a clue. So how would this work? I'd come over here, I'd copy bookshelf, I'd paste it into the crossword solver, I'd click on search, and you can see right here it is 9 letters and it does have a clue. If it has a clue, these are clickable. So we'll click on here, okay, and we will see the definition right here, and you can also see some other words. Now, if you are not liking the clues that it gives, you can simply add in your own, or let's just try another newsprint. Okay, so we'll come over here, we'll put that in here, and notice this one has a clue as well. So we'll click on that, and you will see right here the clue is paper for daily. So I can simply copy this, bring it over to the crossword solver, or the Google Sheets, paste it in there, okay, and I can simply click on this. I will remove the link and I will edit it out, and I would do that for each and every one. Okay, so waxwork. Let's keep going through this. Search, it does have a clue, so we'll click on it. And let's see, right here, you can add the definition, or if it doesn't actually have a good clue in there, like the last one did, you can add your own. So you'd want to come through and go one by one. Okay, so let's say that we have filled this entire sheet out because you don't want to sit through me doing this for about an hour or so. We also have an option inside of the BookBolt Studio to speed this process up if you're using random words. You want to follow this, though, if you're doing specific words. So once you have the file created in Google Sheets, you simply come to File, Download, and it needs to be downloaded as a comma-separated values sheet. That's going to be a .csv. If it's not a .csv, you're going to run into issues when you upload it. So I'm going to go ahead and download this, and you'll notice it's downloaded on my computer. Now, if we come back inside of the studio here, okay, this is where you want to upload that file by clicking File and Uploading. So give me one moment, and I'm going to do that. All right, so you can see I have uploaded the CSV file that we just created. So I'm going to close out this little bar at the bottom. And next we need to pick how many words per page that we want to add. So I can come in here and say, you know what? Every single page, I want 15 words. Remember, we did 5 puzzles. I want to add clues. I want to add solutions, okay? And I also want to use random words or sentences if the file doesn't meet the requirements. Okay, remember when we did this sheet, we didn't fill out half of this information. So if you want to use random words and sentences, then you definitely want to make sure that this is selected and then click on Submit. All right, so just like that, it has created every single one of the puzzles. And you'll notice right here that you have the actual puzzle type as well as the solutions here that you can then move in and out. Now notice how we did not fill out, you know, all of those different options right here inside of the Google Sheets, which is why it is showing up as blank. You'll see that this one is one of the ones, actually the only one we filled out, but you'll notice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you will also see if you keep going down, you will have the solutions filled out for you right here. Now, I am not really liking how these turned out, so I'm going to just actually go through and delete all of the ones that we just created and then redo them because I don't like how that turned out. So all you need to do is come through here, select the puzzles, delete them, and save the pages as you go. So give me one moment here. We will go through, we will remove these, and then we will keep going. So I'm going to come back into the interior templates library. I'm going to select crossword, and I'm going to select just page 21, and we're going to use the example file to show you how this would work if you took the time to fill out your CSV properly. So we'll go here. We will again change this to a different font and upload this example file. All right, so we've gone ahead and uploaded the example file. I'm going to add clues, add solutions, and use the random words and sentences, and then click on submit. And just like that, you will see right here the file. So I can zoom in, you can see exactly what we have written in here with the puzzle. You can change these, and you'll notice, if I make this a little bit smaller to make sure that is within the lines, everything looks pretty good. And on the second page, you will see the actual solutions. Now, if you wanted to change this in any way, again, you'd click it, you would click Edit Contents, and then you would be able to select each individual aspect. So if I wanted these to be a different color, I could come up here and make them black, just like that. So that's how you would edit and create different crossword puzzles. So let's save this and keep on going here. Now we created one with the example file, but again, the way to do this properly is to sit down and fill out your entire spreadsheet with the clues so that everything looks great when you upload it to the studio. Now let's keep going here and create another one. So we'll come in here, we will again open the interior templates library, go to word puzzles, and this time let's create a word search. So again, we're going to select page 23 for the word search, click on next. Again, this one has a file, so let's download the example, okay, which will download the word search example. And if I open this up, it is going to look exactly the same. Notice how this is going to be, you're not going to have any clues here because they're going to be searching for the words. So this will be puzzle 1, there'll be a space, this will be puzzle 2, there'll be a blank row, puzzle 3, blank row, etc. You'd want to come through here and add in your own words. However, let's actually remove this, use this one. I'm going to remove this, and notice how we put 100 words in here per puzzle. I am going to file, we're going to download this as a CSV, and we're going to use this file for our word search. So let's come back in here to the studio and upload that file. All right, we've gone ahead and uploaded it, and maybe I want 15 words per page. We're going to add the solutions, the cells, and use random ones if it doesn't work, and click on submit. And just like that, you have your new puzzle here. If we zoom in, you can see the words and the actual word search. Now, we did include solutions, which are right here. I clicked one page down, and you'll notice that these are highlighted so people can actually find the solution in their puzzle. And now, if you wanted to, you could move this down. You could add a heading, which I am going to do. I'm going to call this one, again, solutions. And I actually forgot to do that up here, so I am going to come here, and these are solutions page. I'm going to add another heading, make this a little smaller, and call this solutions. Okay, now we can keep stepping through this process. Now page 25, actually I did not save that, so we'll save it, come to page 25, open up the interior templates library, and select word puzzle. We also have a bunch of different options in here. Some of them require files, some do not. Okay, so we can come in here and say, hey, I want a mind finder. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mind finder puzzles. Select next. We can change the board size. Maybe I want a 9x9. And I want to add the solution, so we're going to submit that. And just like that, you actually have the board, okay, board, and here are the actual puzzles, okay? So if you were like, yeah, that is a little simplistic, we can also add some more MindFinder puzzles. So we'll come in here, we'll select MindFinder. Let's say I wanted 2 more difficult ones. We'll do 16x16 this time. We'll add solutions. And just like that, they have gotten a little harder. Again, you can come in here, right click, edit all of these, and change any color or numbers that you want. Now finally, let's finish out this puzzle by coming in here and adding some mazes. So I can open this up, I can select the maze option, and you will see right now we have 5 of them in here. These are customizable as well. So I can come in here and say, hey, I want a circular maze. I'm going to put it just on page 39. On the next page, you'll see again the options, the stroke width, and the cell count. The cell count is going to determine how difficult these puzzles can be. So 10 is the default, and I'm going to select submit. And you'll notice right here, this is what 10 looks like. So I'm going to make this color black just so you can see it. That is default. If we come to the next page, let me save that real quick, and do the exact same maze, but this time I'm going to change the option to say 20 instead of 10. So we'll submit that. Notice how it got a little more difficult. Again, I'll change it to black so you can see it. Here's a cell count of 20. And here is a cell count of 10. Again, 10, 20. And you can come through here and change each individual aspect of your puzzle by clicking it, replacing colors, etc. So let's finish off this puzzle. We'll come in here. We will select a page template. Again, word puzzle mazes. You can add missing vowels, Kakuro. So let's add a few Kakuros in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will finish off our puzzle. Why? Because we're going to add 5 puzzle pages and 5 solutions. So we'll click on next. I'm going to change the font again. You can make the stroke width a little bigger. So maybe I want, really thick lines. I'm going to do a 11 by 11 board. Actually, I'm going to keep it at 9 by 9. I'm going to add the solutions and submit. And just like that, okay, you have the puzzle pages on the left, and you actually have the finished puzzles right here with the solution. So I could come in here, I could move this one down, add a heading, and call this solutions, okay? Now, that's pretty much how you go through and edit your different puzzles. Now, I want to show you guys one more trick in order to kind of rearrange if you're looking to rearrange certain aspects of your puzzle. Okay, so let's say that you wanted page 40 to be on page 39 and you wanted to rearrange something. The easiest way to do that is you'd come to whichever page you want to add, and let's say there was nothing here. So I'm going to delete that. You wanted page 40 to be on this page. How would you do that? You'd come over here once you have something on the page, right click, and then clone this page to others. This is going to allow you to pick a different page and click on clone. It's going to say, hey, do you want to replace this? Say okay. And now you see on page 39, that page is cloned. So you can use this option in order to move your solutions to different pages. Okay, that's going to be the easiest way to do that and rearrange everything that you're doing. And then you can come in here and do the exact same thing with your puzzles. Now, something else to keep in mind when you're doing puzzle and activity books, in order to get the best margin that you can, I highly recommend that once you are done building your puzzles, they look great, is actually spicing up the interior, if you will. Okay, so let's go ahead and just use a mind finder as an example. So you'll see this is on the page. Now what I recommend to do is you can actually add images to the back of your interior file. So how would you do that? First, you come over here to your files menu. Your files menu is going to show you everything that you've uploaded, as well as anything that you may have pulled down from Pixabay. So to show you how this would look, okay, I can do a United States flag, if you will. I could make this really big just so you guys can see it. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. Now, the first thing you want to do if you're going to add this to the background of your book is reposition it, okay, somewhere on your book. And this is probably not the best example, okay, so maybe I'll do this so it covers the entire back. And I know that this doesn't look, the best, but I'm just trying to show you how this would work. Next, you want to come up to Effects and make sure it is black and white. Why? Because when you are printing, remember we selected black and white as our interior color, and we don't want KDP to print in color. Okay, the next thing you want to do after that is done, make sure it's saved, is come up here. Once the object is selected, you select this option, which is going to change the opacity, and you can just push that way into the background. Okay, So I can change this way down. If I zoom in, notice how you can still see the Mindfinder puzzle, okay? So I can select the Mindfinder puzzle right here. I can actually lock the image in the background. So I can just move the Mindfinder puzzle away. If I move that out of the way, notice the background is elevated a little bit, and I put the puzzle on top. This is going to make your interiors, and I'm going to unlock this image. I'm actually going to lock this one, unlock the back, and I'm going to move it up so it covers the entire page. Okay, that is how you want to elevate your interiors for your puzzle book with something that makes sense, because it's just going to give that extra oomph and quality factor when the customer actually receives this on their doorstep when they order from Amazon. So we can go ahead and save that. And when you are completely done with everything, you'd come up here to project, and then you would download the project right here. So I'm going to go ahead and download. You're going to see this page. This can take a little while depending on how many pages you've created in your puzzle, but you'll see it is creating the pages for the PDF. So right here it is downloading. So I'm going to give this a minute to finish up, and we are going to open up the puzzle. Now before I give this a minute, make sure to remember this was page 37. This is the one we edited. I want to show you the difference between page 38, where there's no background, and page 37, where we did add a little bit of oomph to the back. All right, so it's going ahead and it's creating that project archive, and it's going to automatically download it. Now notice right here, okay, you are going to have the file as a zip file. You need to unzip this on your desktop. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to just bring it over here so you guys can see it. If I open this up and I bring it over here, you will notice there are 3 files inside the zip file. There is the paperback cover. Remember, we did not add a cover to this specific project. There is the paperback interior. Now, if I make this a little bit bigger, you can actually notice it has the name of the project that we're working on. Remember, I gave it the name of Puzzle Tutorial. This is to help you guys organize everything. You'll see the size of the project. This is a 6x9 book, and it is 50 pages with bleed. We add this inside of the files, or as the file name, so that you can match everything up when you're uploading it to Amazon KDP. Okay, you also have a sources file. The sources file is a bunch of JSON files. You use this inside of the studio here. If you wanted to upload a specific page, you would come to page, you would load from file, and you would select the page in the sources that you want to do. But let me go ahead and open up the actual interior so you guys can see it. And this is the actual PDF. Now if we come down to page 37, okay, 37 is right here. Notice how the background sticks out. And again, I didn't reposition this. This isn't actually doing this for real. But notice the background here versus this page. Notice how it has that little bit of oomph to it in your PDF. You'd want to come through and add this to each individual page that you want to give some style to, that you want to give some effects to. And this is going to help you drastically in order to gain those 5-star reviews that are so important to your KDP account. So that is basically going to be all. If you've been following along, make sure to come through. You can pause this video at any time, rewind, go back. Create your first puzzle or activity book, guys. These are way higher value for the end customer, which means you can charge higher prices, and that's going to ultimately mean more money in your pocket. So go ahead and use the BookBolt Studio, use these puzzle interiors, and again, if you have any questions or you get stuck somewhere, write these questions down, okay? I want to invite you all to join the weekly calls inside of BookBolt. You come in, you click on this weekly call button. We host these every single week, and we send email reminders to make sure you join. You can come in and get your questions answered live. So that's going to be all for this video training on how to create puzzle and activity books. I want you guys to take action and get those first few books up on Amazon KDP.